One time, it's your boy Big E right here on Cognac and Conversation live from the ATL. I got my man, Mr. Daryl Cumry in here, and I got Mr. Corey Bell checking in. Tonight, we're going to get into some deep stuff, man, some deep conversation. So tonight's topic, man, is basically how to rejuvenate a dying community and reform city government in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. And before we get into anything, man, I want to just let these gentlemen introduce themselves to you, tell you a little bit about themselves. And we're going to start with Mr. Bell. Mr. Bell, can you tell the audience a little bit about you, my man?
Sure. Okay, so my name is Corey Bell, and I'm a graduate of the city of Donaldsonville. Come from DHS, Tigers, red, black, and white all the way. And for a while, I've been inside of business and inside of just being a diehard activist to actually grow and help the city of Donaldsonville. And I'm all about helping my people, and that's it.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. They need a lot of young men like you out there, man, to do that, man, because it's time for the older people to kind of just move to the back and let the younger generation take over. And I applaud you for that, man. You should have went to Assumption, but I'm gonna let you have that one. All right.
Hey, watch him out, man. Watch him out.
And once again, man, we got my man, Mr. Daryl Cumry. I've been knowing Daryl a long time, man. Long time. He's here. Great gentleman, man. Great man. Great visionary, educator. I'm gonna let him tell you a little bit about himself right quick.
Hey, what's going on? First, I want to congratulate you, man, on your new platform, man. And thank you for allowing us to come on, man.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Daryl Cumry, man, and I'm just a kid from Donaldsonville, bro. I'm a product of Donaldsonville. I'm a 20-year educator, 15 in Ascension Parish, 5 in Assumption Parish on your stomping grounds. I spent 5 years at Belrose Middle, and on July 30th, man, I'm gonna hang it up. I'm gonna call 20 years and retire early, and then I'm gonna start concentrating on the community, man. So that's gonna spark my next level. My next vision, man. I'm gonna put it into my LLC, product of Donaldsonville, right? But I want to make sure it's helping the community, though. So that's a little bit about me.
Gotcha. So right quick, I want to get into with Mr. Corey Bell right quick. Mr. Corey Bell, I understand that you have a credit repair, restoration, help service that you run, that you operate, that you are the CEO of, correct? And
yes,
okay, and I just want you to tell people, exactly what you do, how does your business work, how can they get in touch with you, and then we're going to touch on some other things in reference to the community of Donaldsonville with Mr. Cumry and so on and so forth.
So I basically am what you call a credit agent or the credit repairer. I go into the credit files and I basically go through and correct and remark all of the derogatory items, starting off anything that's inside of a consolidation error to anything that a bank may have looked at to things that can possibly go through and affect you getting a home or a car. I rework all accounts, and I basically just take care of anything financial that deals with credit and anything that actually comes to the bank.
Right.
I've been doing it for about 3 years now, so it started out as a hobby, but now it's actually my whole career. And that comes from just being taught how to actually do those things from being in the streets of Deville. Deville taught us how to do a lot of things, and this is one of those things.
Right. Man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So while I got you guys on here, I'm still waiting on 2 more guests to come in. But while I got you guys on here, I want to jump right in to Donaldsonville, the city of Donaldsonville. Corey, I know you've been foot on the ground. You've been working, man. I follow you, and I noticed that you had some information out there in reference to protesting when the city of Donaldsonville tried to block you guys from
Yes,
protesting. Sir. Miss Chantel North is in the building, y'all. Right quick, I just want to put in the camera. Chantel, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Chantel, there you go. Are you here with us? All right. So Chantel, guys, we jumping right into the city of Donaldsonville. We're going to discuss the city. We're going to discuss the things that are going on. We're going to discuss
your name.
Tell her she's live, Chantel. So we're going to be discussing. Okay, I got you, Chantel. All right. So everybody's here. Chantel, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, turn down your speaker. Turn down your speaker. You got
My
an echo.
speaker?
Yeah, somebody got an echo real bad. You got your headphones in, Chantel? There you go. Hello?
I'm here.
Chantel?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so right quick, we got Mr. Corey Bell, Mr. Darrell Cumry, Miss Chantel Daigle, and Miss Chantel North. They're all checking in right here on Big East 504 Radio. Cognac and Conversation live from the ATL. Right now I'm in Atlanta, y'all. I told y'all I had to come to the A. So
Whoop,
right
whoop.
quick, right quick, I want to introduce Miss Chantel Daigle, entrepreneur, community activist. She's here, and also Miss Chantel North, who's also an educator and a community activist. Thank you guys for joining me. So we were going to dive right in, Chantel, Corey, and Darren. We're going to talk about my topic tonight is how to rejuvenate a dying community and reform city government there in Donaldsonville. So right quick, I had Corey. We were talking about Corey, and we was talking about the issue with the protest and the permit and all this foolishness and stuff that you supposedly had to get in order to have a peaceful protest. And I know you guys had some challenges. You had to go before the city council and all that stuff to get a permit. And Corey, I think you found a document, or you received a document from the ACLU, correct, that explained the steps of having a protest, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me what that letter said, Corey, that you got from the ACLU, so we can explain to the people,
sir.
Exactly what went on.
Okay, so what actually happens that
Your
I
face.
came
You
to
can see
the
your
understanding
face.
that there's a few things
Oh, no.
that were going wrong in March with the city, and these things were things that the city could have, stepped in and said something about things like the infrastructure and things like certain citizens that were having their property stolen, they were having things
Oh,
done
my
to
God.
them that were wrong and being done to them by the city hall, the city workers, and by the actual city government. And so, as an activist, it's my job to take those problems and bring to the face of the government and find an accountable solution. So, what happened is that I contacted the mayor, I contacted the economic developer, I contacted a lot of people inside of the hall that had a specific hand inside of a solution. And I was turned down, I was turned around. I got the runaround for about 2 weeks, just going back and forth, calling and texting, and just no kind of action at all. So I decided to actually write in and ask for a protest permit. And I was told that to have that protest permit, I had to go and meet with the mayor. Now, me
Right.
with understanding with my rights and the freedom of speech, that's against the law. You cannot actually call in a person to meet on a permit protest because that infringes on First Amendment rights with the freedom of speech and all that stuff right there. So at that time, I actually went forth and I said, no, I'm not going to meet. I actually declined the whole meeting. I declined the meeting. And the next thing was I went to the city council meeting that night to voice those same concerns that were brought to me by the city or by those, people within the city. And I went to the mic during a part of the meeting to where you're supposed to actually go up and speak without any backlash, any comment, or anything from the city council government. So I went up to speak about it, and when I went up and I voiced my concerns, which are the concerns of the citizens, the mayor, he asked for my address first, which was very kind of out of order and out of fashion, very distasteful. He asked for my address, and then he actually read from a brown folder a lot of trash talk about my personal business, about my personal character, about all kind of stuff. He even discredited me as being a citizen of the city of Donaldson, which anybody who knows me knows that I was born and raised in Deville. People who know me know
Right.
that I walk those streets with my grandmother and my little brother. That's my town. That's my whole town. And if you know me,
So
you know that I'm from Deville.
so I don't mean to
So
cut
just
you
to
off,
have
Corey.
him, sir.
I don't mean to cut you off, but guess what? They're gonna say the same thing about me. I'm not from Donaldsonville. I'm from Bell Rose, but guess what? I have family. My daddy is in Donaldsonville. My sister is in Donaldsonville. So guess what? I got a voice, and I'm gonna speak for them on their behalf. So they probably say the same thing about me, but I got family
Right.
ties all through there. I'm sorry. You can continue, man. I'm sorry.
Right.
I had to get that out.
So as we actually went on with the meeting, he read from the folder, and it was just a bunch of trash talk that wasn't true. He even discredited my clients and the business and everything. And he did this in front of people like the other city council members, in front of the school board superintendent, in front of people who work for the state government, and it was just very, 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 very disturbing for a leader to actually have some type of actions like that. And
Right.
after that, found out that he was doing the same thing in public towards other citizens about me. He was doing the same thing towards my friends and my clients about me. And so I ended up going to the ACLU because I knew that I still had a right to protest and I still had a right to act upon the actions that he did. So when I went
Right.
to the
Right.
ACLU, they wrote me a letter saying that he not only acted and he not only stepped on my rights as a citizen within the freedom of speech, but he also overreached his power. He overreached the positional power that he had as a mayor. It wasn't his duty to actually bash me or anything like that. If I brought and this is not something that just started happening. I've been meeting with Mr. Leroy Sullivan for years now about everything from the adult education center to infrastructure and economic development. Not one time has anything that I said to Mr. Leroy Sullivan been brought to the front. Not one time has he actually gave any advice or any kind of understanding on how to improve those concerns.
Right. Right.
So that letter was written, and here we are.
Right. So I know I'm gonna get some calls about this live video. I really don't care because Donaldsonville is an extension of where I'm from. I'm from Bell Rose. I grew up in Bell Rose, but all of my family is from Ascension Parish. So I got a lot of ties. And I think me and Darryl were talking before we came on air that it's disheartening to see that city in the shape that it's in. You go certain parts of Donaldsonville look like a third world country. You know, Chantel,
Yeah.
unmute your mic. Chantel North, unmute your mic. So, that's why I want to do this, man. Chantel, Dago. I got two
Yes.
Chantels, yo. So Chantel have had some dealings with the city of Donaldsonville, dealing with the mayor's office and so on
Yeah.
and so forth. And I'm going to let her expound on that. And, you know, Chantel, you come on and just explain yourself and, your dealings with the city and so on and so forth.
Okay. Can you hear me pretty good?
Yeah, loud and
Okay.
clear.
Can you hear me pretty good?
Loud.
Oh my,
I hear.
I hear an echo. Okay. I hear an echo.
Hold on. You and Chantel in the same building?
Yeah. She's gonna move from my area. Get out of my space, please.
All right. What I did was she's fine. I just muted her mic, so she good.
Oh,
She
so
can
it's
stay
not
there.
echoing.
Yeah, she can stay there. She stay
Okay,
there.
okay.
All
She's
right.
walking away.
No, you fine,
Um,
Chantel. Okay.
Okay, so basically, I have a long story, but I'm gonna sum it up real quickly, guys, because I know we have some other people that want to speak.
Right.
And I'm just going to put it's refreshing, actually, Eric. I really appreciate you. I commend you for having this forum for us to come out and express, because a lot of people, when you have so much built in, it's like a volcano, and besides God and your family and people that you can come to speak with, your pastors, your mentors, is good to have an open public forum, because people really don't know what you're going through, when they just don't know if you don't say anything about it.
Right. Right.
So I said all that to say this. Most people know that I started my business in Donaldsonville in 2016, actually. I named it in honor of my mom. Once again, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I don't care about that.
Okay.
My mother died of pancreatic cancer. Her name is Louisa Diggs, and I named my business Lou Sales. So, Lou Sales and Rentals is in Donaldsonville. I remember that day like it was yesterday. We opened it. We had a grand opening. My friends and family came. The mayor, I have a picture that was printed out in the paper. I also have that in my office with the mayor was there. He helped cut the ribbon. I had councilmen, the chamber, family, friends, my kids, grandkids, everybody was there. It was wonderful. I mean, I had inventory, which consists of portable buildings, carport covers. I had U-Haul equipment, all of these manufacturers that I had for the city of Donaldsonville. It's a small business, but I wanted to have something that that could cover, you know, most of the things I think people would like. Well, 2016, 17, 18, 19, I had been leasing this property from a particular realtor named Don Giat, okay, which is Donald Giat with Giat Real Estate in Donaldsonville. And you know, most people know Don Giat. I mean, I only knew him because of the, you know, he does real estate in the area. And I had talked to him at one time because the particular area that I am at right now, he was wanting to sell the property, but he wanted to sell it for $100,000, and I was like, "There's no way. Would you mind leasing it to me?" And he agreed. So fast forward, we did a lease agreement. We did my you know, grand opening. I opened my business, and every year we did it. We renewed my lease agreement. Okay. I think it was the second year he decided he was going to go up on my rent. And I mean, I had been doing pretty well over there. So I decided, okay, that's no problem. Okay. Went up on my lease. The next year, he decided he was going to go up again. Well, he did. Well, in 2019, fast forward, I think that's when he was thinking about selling the property. And I remember he came to me and said, well, you know, if I don't sell the property, if you do renew the lease again, then I'm going to go up on your rent. But before he said that, there was a gentleman that had came on the property, and he had some type of survey or something, and he was walking the property, and I thought he was sitting there looking for a size of a building. I was not sure, and I'm not gonna name the particular gentleman that was out there. And I went out and approached him, and I said, "Sir, do you have a problem with anything? Do you need a size of, you know, do you need me to help you?" And he said to me, "No, ma'am." He said, I think the size of your property that you're trying to sell on this survey, it looks to be kind of off. Right. Well, mind you, I wasn't trying to sell the property because it was not my property. This property belonged to Don Giat and Giat Real Estate. And so I had no idea what was what. I had been there for 4 years. All of my inventory that I had at the time was on every area that I was told that I can have it on. Every year, the city of Donaldsonville issues me an occupancy permit, and I was active with my occupancy permit for that year, 16, 17, 18, 19. Mm-hmm. And so I was just trying to figure out what was going on. Well, I asked the gentleman if he didn't mind giving me a copy of his survey, and I said, look, you have to talk to Mr. Giat. I'm not sure. So he did that. And when I left, the customer left, and I went straight to the recording office. Because my thing is, I was trying to figure out, okay, what does he mean that this map is showing you something different? And he was right. The area that I had been leasing for 4 years, 16, 17, 18, and 19, was this big, right? Right. I had all of my stuff on every inch of the areas for 4 years. The city didn't tell me anything. Don Giat didn't tell me. I had U-Haul equipment in the rear. And so I went and started doing my research. And my research consisted of looking at the deeds at first. And I got to measure how much land Don Giat purchased in 2008. And I actually have the deed here with me right now. And guys, I'm showing you this because this is public record. Everything that I can show you, I don't feel like I'm going to get sued for it because it's public record. Anybody can pull this information up. In 2008, Don Giat purchased that piece of property that Lou Sales and Rentals is located on. And in the deed, since the beginning of time, it gives you the measurements of what he purchased, okay? Measurements of 60 by 120. Well, my buildings was everywhere. And so the biggest thing is that bothered me is I decided, you know what? I'm gonna do more research. So I contacted the other owners. I found out that Cox Communication was an owner. I found out that Union Pacific was an owner, and Don Giat was part owner. I brought this information to Mr. Giat, and he said to me, he thought I knew. He said, I thought you knew this. Well, if I knew this, I would have never agreed for you to go up on my lease all those times. I just didn't know. So I thought that was bad. It wasn't bad. It got worse because after I found this information out and I felt weird, I'm a small business, an LLC. I said, you know what? I don't think I'm going to go deal with him anymore. I can't do this. I feel like, I don't have a lot of money. I'm not going to, fight Union Pacific and Cox. So what I decided to do was reach out to Cox, reach out to Union Pacific, let them know what had been going on, because I figured that he hadn't told you anything. The city sit by and watch this happen, and I don't guess it's their jobs to know, what's going on. But in particular, they allowed me to lease that property all these years, and nobody said anything. But Cox Communication, which where I am, the piece of property that I'm on right now belongs to Cox Communication. They agreed to allow me to stay there. And so that's where I'm at today. So I decided to move all of my inventory from the areas in which Don Guyot and Guyot Real Estate owns, and leave them on portions for the property owners who I had been in touch with that told me they're working out something, which included Cox and Union Pacific. Well, guess what? It got worse, because after I did this, Guyot decided to retaliate against me. But he not only decided to retaliate against me by calling the police on me 1,000 times, guys.
Right.
He got the city of Donaldsonville involved. Now, I want you to know something. Don Guyot, this is 2020, guys. He started bothering me, and I found this out in 2019, around November. I moved my things. I put my remaining things on Cox's property, and I was working some agreements out with Union Pacific, which is in the rear of the property. Don Guyot, somehow, I don't know what happened, but he ended up calling everybody he think he can call, and he ended up getting the city involved. Don Guyot never sued me. He bashed my name. He said I owed rent. He said several things to several people, but he didn't do the legal thing, which is if I did all this, sue me. He never sued me. But guess who tried to sue me? The city of Donaldsonville.
So my next question. So let me ask this question. So Don Guyot, so you have information, you have all your documentation on record, everything. We know that you went to Union Pacific, you went to Cox, but you got all your business straight, and this man is still harassing you. And the city knows that. So my thing is, you're legally where you're supposed to be at. He comes over there, sit and watch, and then he calls the police, and the police come run. Excuse my French, y'all, because this isn't for kids. He runs his ass over there to your property. They send the police over there to harass you.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Daryl, you there, Daryl?
I'm here, man. I'm here.
We're gonna get to you, man. We're gonna get to you. But how is that possible that she's legally within her right to operate where she is? She's got all her business straight with Cox Communication, and she's got her business straight with Union Pacific. The city knows it, but yet and still, they still allow this man harass her by calling the police, because they're sitting over there in City Hall as well and come over there and harass her. How is that still possible in 2020 that this man is blatantly being a racist?
Poor leadership, and I want to say this before Mr. Darrell say something. Let me just tell you, I've been sitting in this. It bothers me. My father is deceased. I have a brother. He's a truck driver. He's always on the road. Shout out to Brandon Daigle. He's my brother. But I don't have a lot of, men leadership. I have to play the man role in my family as far as trying to take up. But I was looking for the city. I was looking for Mr. Leroy Sullivan to help me. I was looking for the captain and them to help me and try to stop this man. I recorded him. If anybody go on my Facebook page and look at those videos, and everybody probably did, you will see every time he came out and called these police officers, they came and they told me the same thing, which was, he said that I was on his property. And I said, well, what are you going to do? They can't do anything. They say this is a civil matter. So,
yeah. So Daryl, how does that happen, man? Like, how is that possible?
Man, let me say this. And first, I just want to shout out like Coriante and the two Chantels. Coriante is a former student from Donaldsonville High, and the two Chantels are my peers. Man, Eric, you got to realize, man, you from Assumption Parish, we from Donaldsonville. Right. At the end of the day, Chantel is still that little girl that grew up on Nolan Street to leaders. I'm still that boy that grew up in that trailer on McGinnis Street, down the street from the Ponderosa. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you have to realize when we start stepping into who we really are and owning who we really are, and start calling people out on the things that they're doing against our people, man, we're gonna be targets, man. Like we're gonna be targets. So that's why they shoot for Chantel. She's a African American female business owner in Donaldsonville with a voice, and that's dangerous, man.
Yeah, and Daryl, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Chantel, she's back. Chantel North is back. Chantel, I asked the question, like, how is it possible that we're still dealing with, like Darryl said, he's the same little boy in their eyesight that's from the trail off McGinnis Street. Chantel's the little girl off in the house on Nolan Street to these leaders, but we're not. I mean, we're grown. We're leaders in our own right. So the question is, how is it possible that we still allow this to go on? And I know the answer to it, but I'm just asking, just asking people opinion.
Everybody's scared of change, Eric.
That's it.
Man,
That's
you
it.
Realize, man,
That's it.
And I'm just speaking in general, man. But when you start looking at people in leadership positions, in Donaldsonville, in the parish area, and the surrounding parish, man, some people been in those spots, man, 10, 15, 20 years. So
that's
when
problem,
they feel threatened, when they feel threatened, they gonna attack.
So I'm glad you pointed that out. That's a problem to me, to have somebody in a position for that long and you still haven't moved forward.
Yeah.
You're not moving forward. Donaldsonville, to me, should be just like the east side of the river. Okay? Or it should be, I understand the Mississippi River and the interstate and all that for the east side of the river. That's still not, that's still, it's the leadership that doesn't allow the businesses to come into Donaldsonville.
Yeah.
They run them away. I know that for a fact. And it's time that these people get kicked out of the position. But this is the thing. We're going to fry a little fried chicken and we're going to cook some jambalaya and we're going to get their votes. That's their mentality. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or we're going to go to the bar and we're going to buy a round of drinks. We're going to get their vote. You feel me? And I think that's crazy.
People are tired. People are tired, Eric.
So that's my question. Now, I want to get to Darryl right quick because I want everybody, because like I said, this is just not a broadcast that you can see in Donaldsonville. People can see this all over, man. And shout out to my X-Squad family. They got us locked in, man. I got a text from California just now. D Greatest, he's in the chat room. So Darryl has a situation here that needs to be brought to light. And like I said, I've been knowing Darryl, man. I think me and Darryl around the same age, man. I've been knowing Darryl, and I've heard nothing but great things with this guy, man. But he got a situation that was proven to be wrong on their part, and they still have yet to apologize to the gentleman. So, Darryl, let's jump into that right quick, man. Let's get this out right now.
So first, I'm gonna answer your question of the topic of the show.
Right.
You want to know how can a small community that's not been progressing, how can we make those changes that's needed?
Right.
And man, I'm just gonna tell you, man, I've been in education 20 years, and you know one thing, man, education drives everything. When you think about like you said, the east side, like they're trying to pass this millage now. They're trying to pass the millage, man, because you're busting out the seams in Prairieville, Dutchtown, right? So they're building all those schools, right? So my thing is, when you spend that money on all those schools, and don't get me wrong, man, Donaldsonville, they come to our schools and they do upgrades. But this is my thing. I'm not worried about the infrastructure anymore, as long as we have a feeder system in K through 8 that has never been above a D. Wow. Since 1998, Donaldsonville Primary, Lower Elementary, Lower Middle School has not scored higher than a D. And it's not because we don't have good principals, we don't have good teachers, the kids can't do. Man, we have awesome parents. Man, something wrong with the system. So to get to the point where I'm at, man, look, I'm from Donaldsonville. So I'm not gonna go sit in those meetings at the school board or with my superintendent and watch them do stuff against my community. Because guess what? Man, I still got to go through that. Right. And I have to look at my classmates in the face. And if I'm not doing right by their kids, and I'm not doing right by my own kid, because my child was coming to Lord, so I have to see those people, man. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, it just got to the point to where you can't outwork some of the issues that's going on in the school system in Donaldsonville. And I just think, man, it's time for, if nobody's talking about that, man, they need to move. And that's any political position. Right, if you're not talking about turning the schools around, if you're not talking about getting more teachers, because, they're cutting teachers. I've shown growth at my school the last 2 years, and then this year they're going to tell me I need to sit with the assistant superintendent to ask her for 2 or 3 more teachers. Man, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not doing that. And I think it's time for our community to start speaking up. they're cutting teachers and we need them.
Right.
Yeah.
So Chantel, Miss Chantel North, you here with me? Chantel?
Oh my God, what is she doing?
I don't know. Trying to get in the conversation. We're gonna let her get straight, Corey. So what can we do, Corey? I mean, what can we do, man?
So I want to go back to the first question about how do we get like this? Like, what's going on? Like, how do we get in a place where we just get stagnant in growth? And what I see is complacency. I see complacency first of all on the leader side. We have leaders that been there for 16 plus years in the seat,
Right.
and we have no change. What do we have for 16 years consecutive? A Burger King and a Taco Bell? I think not. You know, and then on the other side, you have the complacency inside of the community. You have people who have grown to know these leaders and they're afraid to challenge and step out. You know, as citizens, we shouldn't be complacent. We should be challenging leaders. I sit and I watch the city council meetings, first of all. Um, it's not a city council meeting when all of the city councilmen vote to agree on a single ordinance.
Right.
That's not a
Right.
city council. That's a team that's united to pass things under the table, and that's
And guess
not
what?
how it should work.
And guess what, Corey? I'm glad you say that. I'm glad you say that. You say that's a team to do what now? Repeat that for me.
To pass things under the table, that's not that's not how
Exactly.
it should work.
So I'm glad you say that. So for your mayor, for your state representative, and for your senator, Donaldsonville is known for that. They have this team of guys. They call themselves the machine. They sway the vote in Donaldsonville. I know this for a fact because I ran a campaign for Elsie Dunbar for state representative. And I saw what happened. I saw the things that happened in Donaldsonville. The same people that they put in office, the same people I'm still waiting to see what they're going to do. The same people, I call their name, Ed Price. Ed Price is the senator. Okay. What has he done? Has he done anything in Donaldsonville yet? Ken Bragg, state representative. Has he done anything yet? Ken is a friend of mine, but I'm going to call him out. Had they done anything? They talked about Troy Brown. They talked about Troy. Yeah, they talked about him. Everybody got a personal life outside of everything else. When I leave my job, I got a personal life after that, so things happen, but I can at least say that he made things happen. He did things, and it's evident. A lot of the stuff that y'all may see right now that's going on was already in the works when he was in office. So I don't get this 15, 20 years in a seat and still not doing nothing.
Yeah, Barry, but one thing about that machine, man, look, I don't have a problem with the machine. Like, I know a lot of those guys. Me and Ken, same age, we played ball against each other. Me and Mel Sullivan, relatives. I don't know Ed Price personally, but we've spoken before. I don't have a problem with the machine if it's working for Donaldsonville.
Right.
Man, if the machine means, my community can get quality schools that's going to draw people to come build houses, developers to come build houses, that's going to cause businesses to come bust out the seams like on the east side. Right. Man, if the machine get that for Donaldsonville, man, you nothing out of me.
But this the thing. They're not doing it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
And people are leaving. They don't want to be here because there's nothing. There's no fairs. There's no parades. Everything, they look like they target to go to downtown district. Like, you got these people that live from where I grew up at that would like to join in, and these young kids looking for something. They're hungry to play basketball at a nice basketball court. They want to,
Right. The thing that tripped me out was Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is in White Castle now, St. James, right? There's no more parade in Donaldsonville, correct?
They hadn't had it in a little while. I haven't
seen
seen
it. 2 years, I think, right?
Right.
What's up with that? I mean,
they put stipulations on it. I believe that's what's going on with this permit stuff. You know what I mean?
You got to have so many law enforcement. And if you don't have that, then that costs money.
Right.
Not just the money. Man, let me tell you something, man. And I hope this don't sound like a griping session because I feel good about where the community is going. Right. Let me tell you something. The last 2-3 weeks, I've been meeting at the River Road African American Museum with my peers, everybody that's on here tonight, along with some others. And man, we're in the Black History Museum talking about Black Wall Street in Donaldsonville.
Right.
While you have Black businesses that's coming to Donaldsonville with people from Donaldsonville with global visions, but they come to Donaldsonville to open their business, and we have to protect those interests, man.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna be honest with you. We have to protect those young kids, those young men and women opening business in Donaldsonville.
All right, and you're right, Darryl. And shout out to the Donaldsonville Community Care Committee, CCC.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. Shout out to my man Leo McKinney, DeLacy Joseph, man. Shout out to all you guys. I've been hearing some big things about that, man, and I've been promoting it myself. Shout out to y'all, man. But you're right, Darryl, man. You're right. You hit the nail on the head, man. Businesses, black businesses, we gotta support them. We gotta support them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
But they're afraid. They're running away from here. That, you know what? Let me just say this real quick, Eric. That's the reason why. If anybody, when you come to Donaldsonville, you see my business there. Let me tell you, a lot of people who are as strong as me, and I'm not trying to say I'm the strongest person in the world, they would have been left. You know why I didn't leave? Because I'm trying to set an example. I need to show not only just myself, but I had my kids, my grandkids, my family, and future small business owners that you can't let these people run you out. If you know your information and you know you didn't do anything wrong, you need to stand your ground. Look at all our ancestors. You don't think they fought for something? Why are we giving up? Why are you black businesses are running out of town? You need to stand your ground. You need to fight for something or fall for everything. And that is why I'm trying to show show my family and trying to let everybody know that you don't have to run away. We can collectively come together and we can do something great.
I got you. So
Chantel is back on if you wanted to talk to her.
She back on?
Yeah, I mean, I can put my camera on to
her. Put it on to her. Chantel, I don't want to leave you out, man. You've been having some technical difficulty or something. So come on in here. Come on in here right quick. Come on in here. So Chantel, I know that you are an educator in Donaldsonville. You also activist. I read your motivational messages on Facebook. I know you have it in your heart, man, and we need people, like you guys, and I want you to just, chime in, give your opinion, come on in here. You good?
Well, first and foremost, on the educational forefront, our children are not getting what they need. They are actually setting them up for failure. Right. Because it's not our world. It doesn't look like us. It doesn't sound like us. So what we teach our children in the system that they have us in, we teach them to lie, to be liars. And our children deserve better than that. Our children deserve to know exactly what's going on. What they say is, oh, you don't want to take their imagination away from them. Right. No, it's actually giving them what's real and what's not real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I understand children need to have an imagination, and I will never take that away from them. But to lie to them, have them sing songs and, do certain things that are not real. They're not real. It's not real life. You're not teaching us to thrive and survive. You're teaching us to fail and fall.
Right. And that's
because if I'm a child and this is all I know and I believe this, so I'm going to keep on following your tradition of living in life, which is not living, neither is it life. Right. It's actually death.
Right.
It's a death trap that we are consistently reproducing child after child, generation after generation. There is no Santa Claus. There is no Easter Bunny. All of that stuff is not true. It's not real. And we still teaching it to our children because we want them to go in the store and buy all the candy and the gifts and all of that. That stuff is not.
Right.
It's not real.
So right quick, y'all, before I don't mean to cut y'all, Chantel. I do have a call-in number on there. They've been calling in. I didn't have it activated. Now it's activated. Number is 404-477-4140. Again, 404-477-4140. You want to talk in? You want to call in and talk to the panel? Please do. Again, 404-477-4140. Right quick, shout out to my X-Squad radio network that's checking in here in Atlanta. I see a lot of them in the chat room. But getting back, before I forget, I don't want to forget this because this is very important to me because I've been following this for a while, and I want to get this out right quick. Darryl, I need you, man.
All right, man, here we go, man. Look, even though they don't teach Donaldsonville history in our schools, which should be a requirement. Like our town is too rich in history for not to teach it, man. But in 1995, when I graduated from DHS, man, I got the EC Land Award. And I didn't know who he was, man. I did some research on him, and I realized he was an administrator, man, at Loring. And after doing some more research on him, man, I realized that he used to put people's faces on the wall to encourage and motivate kids at the school. So like, man, look, this is my calling. Like my brother called to preach, I'm called to be an educator and be in the community. So, I wanted to give a lot of those guys their flowers, man, while they were still here, man. You got to realize most of the guys I grew up with, man, they didn't have any dads at home. So our coaches, man, that was our mentors, man. You talking about your Doug Browns, your Mike McKinney's, Pastor Brown, like everybody, man.
Alvin Thomas.
So
yeah.
I call myself giving them their flowers while they were still here, man. Coach Duck was, he was ill at the time. He's much stronger. Shout out to Duck. So, I wanted to honor him along with Mr. Frank Sotel's daughter. And then Mr. Thomas, man, I wanted to honor him, man. He's a legend at Loring, man. Parish championship. So I put that on the wall, with my logo. And just to give you some background, shout out to POD, man. Check out our website, podville.org. But just to give you some context, man, my little brother ran for mayor in 2016. Man, look, we coming off McGinnis Street, man. Like we don't have any politicians in our family, but we're aware of the community, and we're in tune with it. So I didn't realize once the mayor's race was over, and I went back to work, I didn't realize politics still continued. And that's my bad. Look, that's my bad. So to some people, you have to realize when you see a product of Donaldsonville on the wall in the school with Doug Brown, Alvin Thomas, and then my assistant principal put my face up there, man, that's a walking billboard for some people, man. They think that's a political push card, which it wasn't. And from there, man, like that's where it started. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, I can't call a lot of names right now because I'm still in wine, man. But the mural situation started off political, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. If people don't start showing their hand, I'm gonna show it for them because I'm gonna clear my name. All right. So once the mural got wiped down, my assistant principal called me and said, man, look, down. He was the principal at the time. Man, the mural had to come down. And, in the news, they said that he asked for it to come down. But I knew that wasn't true because he put me on the wall a month before that. Man, long story short, man, I went to the news because I felt like, man, that was just so representative of, man, how they feel about the community. Man, you're going to take that mural off the wall, man. Man, Mr. Thomas and Duck had their families come out there and watch us unveil that. So to take that off the wall without even talking to those people. So I went to the news. And I knew once I went to the news, man, like I knew they was gonna, blow my spot up and try to find something on me. I didn't realize they was gonna pencil with me with an audit.
Right. So this is my thing. If I was in Assumption High School, right, and I'm walking through the breezeway to the gymnasium or somewhere, and I see product of Napoleonville, product of Belrose. We got a lot of players. My cousins out of Donaldsonville, Jarvis Green, Howard Green, all those boys came out of Donaldsonville. So if I'm in Assumption High School and I see Tremont Williams, Brandon Jacobs, Terrence Cook, all those guys on the wall, that should mean something, man. I don't see where that's a problem because they're a product of or whatever Assumption. That's what was the problem? Now when I heard about it, I'm like, really? But again,
so the problem came in so they had to find something wrong with it because that wasn't flying with the assistant principal wanting it all because I knew that wasn't true. So then they had to go dig a little deeper. And then, like I said, I have it registered with the state, man. It's a LLC. We'll be a nonprofit soon. And they took that angle. So they started saying that I took school activity funds and bought T-shirts from my own business. When I don't sell no T-shirts, man, I never made $1 off a product of Donaldsonville, man. That's for the community. Man, anybody that ever asked me if they could put that on a shirt, man, I'm like, go ahead, put that on a shirt. That's for us. But I wasn't going to let them take it. When I say them, I wasn't going to let the school board misuse me and for lack of better words, man, pimp me out and take credit for it. So that's what I did.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you take credit for my stuff. Guess what I'll do? I'll just pull it back.
Yeah.
I've heard the story. I've heard. I ain't gonna say it's a story. It's not a story. It's fact. This is what happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I heard it, and there's been conversations. I think me and Chantel Daigle, we talked about it, and I just couldn't believe that the same people that I grew up with, that saw me come from a boy to a man, right? You see this going on, and you don't come to my age. You don't come to speak of my character. You let people just ruin my character.
Nobody but one person, man. And shout out to Mr. Thomas. Outside of my wife, who's my backbone, and my kids, and my mom, my brother. I had some people that did reach out to me, but as far as like leaders from my, from that raised me,
right?
Mr. Thomas was the only one reached out to me, man. And
right.
I always respect him for that.
Right. So I'm a kind of segue to Corey, as he being one of your former students. That's ironic that we got one of Mr. Cumry's former students here on the live. And Corey, I would like to know, man, I mean, what is your take on Mr. Cumry, man, and everything that just happened, man? You know what I'm saying? You firsthand would know. You know what I'm saying? So what you think about all this, man?
So I don't really like to comment on people's personality or their characteristics until I know them.
Right.
And I can truly say that Coach Cumry is a whole step above any other educator or person in the school system that I've ever seen since we've been inside of the Donaldsonville school system. Someone who's the educator and the parent in school and at home. I'm talking about find you at home and make sure that schoolwork is done, or make sure that things are taken care of at home. If your family needs anything, it's taken care of. In school, if you need anything, I don't care if it's clothes, the extra books, it could be lunch money. He's there and it happened. So to have something like that happen to Coach Cumry is basically like defacing the hand that held us up through school.
Right.
That's like saying that's like saying that they don't care about how we got to school, because really and truly they don't care. If it's not the east side, they don't really care.
And that's sad,
so it
man.
does hurt to see that this was happening.
Right. And that's sad, man, because again, I know Daryl. I me and Daryl around the same age, so I didn't have the opportunity for Mr. Cumry to teach me, but I know his character. So Chantel, the two Chantels, the twins over there. So when hearing something like this, guys, I mean, and you guys are being from the area and knowing Mr. Cumry as well, I mean, how did that affect you guys? I mean, just hearing, trying to, ruin a guy's character, it's crazy,
It's definitely crazy. And I know it's amazing because everybody has a story. I have one, and when I heard his story, it's amazing because I was so caught up into my story that I had to sit back and think about, wow, he went through that. I didn't know he was going through that. Like, I didn't know. But if we don't have a voice and tell people what we have going on, other people are going to continue this systematic, I don't know if you want to call it racism. I don't know if you want to call it, unequal opportunities. I don't know. It's a bunch of things, but they're going to continue doing this if we don't stand up and do what we're doing right now, which is expressing our feelings, telling the truth, telling our story, and letting a lot of people realize that there's a lot of other people like us. I didn't know his story. It touched me. I knew he had one, but I didn't know it was that deep, and it bothered me that these people didn't apologize. It hurt me because they didn't do the same thing to me, and it made me feel like I'm not alone. So that's why we're coming together collectively, because we need to show people, and not only just us, but the youth that's out there. You need to be a voice and speak up for people who don't want to speak up, because there's a lot of people that's got stories. I've been told a lot of stories.
So Chantel, we got a call on the line. Miss DeLacy Joseph, she's on the line.
Mm-hmm.
DeLacy, you there? Hello, caller, you there? Hello, Reverend Cumry, Pastor Cumry. How you doing, man? How you doing? Thanks for joining us, man. Thanks for joining us. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. What you got for us, Pastor? Right.
I'm almost finished.
Right. Right. Wow. Right. Right. Right, man. Right, right. Pastor, I mean, I appreciate you for calling in, man. Man, I remember when you ran for mayor, and I supported you, man. Even though I wasn't a resident of Donaldsonville, I supported you because, again, I know your character. I know your character, and so I appreciate you, man. And I know Darryl appreciates you, man, for being there with him. It's just a lot going on, man, and you know, and again, I just want everybody to know that maybe looking in, listening in to the call and everything. We're not on here bashing nobody. We're not talking about anybody. All we trying to do is we're trying to bring awareness to what's going on. They say they couldn't hear you either, Pastor. I don't know. I'm remote. I'm in Atlanta right now. I'm not at home, so a lot of the people couldn't hear the call, man. I so apologize for that. But yeah, yeah. Pastor Cumber say he love everybody. He holding up. He just want to give everybody a shout out. And I don't know why I'm remote, man. I'm gonna have to get it straight. But I appreciate you calling in, Pastor. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Hello, caller. You're on. Hello. Hello. Yes. Who am I speaking with? Oh no, yeah, you called in. No problem, Jay. No problem. Okay. Washington D.C. checking in. That's what's up. Yeah, Daryl's here. Yes, he is. Hey, Daryl. Jay said he was calling in. He said he's just enjoying the podcast.
Who's that?
Jay.
Oh, all right. What's up, Jay? Classmate in Houston, man. What's up?
Shout out to Houston. Thank you, Jay, for calling in, man.
No, he's straight up Donaldsonville. He just
All
relocated
right.
to Houston.
All right. Yeah, he said he's calling. I'm remote, guys, and I don't know why y'all can't hear the calls. I'm sorry for that. I got to check out and see what's going on, why we're not getting the call through. But man, Pastor Cumber called in, and he was just stating that a lot of the people that walk and talk and shake your hand and hey man, I got you, this, that, and other be the same people that's behind you like this, basically
Yeah,
the one that's smiling your
definitely.
face, definitely that's what's going on. And I I just
But Eric, in small town politics, man, like you know how Rick Ross said your idols become your rivals.
right,
And it was almost in this situation like our idols made us their rivals. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest with you, and that's not coming from a bad place, man. It's just I just never felt like once I got in my lane, I knew education was my thing, and I was a community activist. Like I just never felt that too many people outside of a few that I've called actually reached back to me to say, hey
right,
man, I see something in you that you may not see in yourself. Here's the
right,
game on it. So like that's what I'm gonna do with the incoming leaders, man. Just give them the game on what's going on, and because it's the next generation time, man. Our time gone. It's that next generation, man. I'm willing to back, our
right,
former students like Coriante on any endeavors they have, man. Because I follow our leaders, man. I trust those kids, man.
right. Caller, you on, Max? Who I'm speaking with? Hello. Oh, they left. Okay. So they calling in, man. I wish I can just get this again. I might have left a piece of equipment at home, but they show calling in, man. They trying to. It's looking good on this end, man. But you know, I just want whatever's been done to be rectified. I want your name cleared, and that's what needs to happen.
That's not
That
gonna
needs to
happen,
happen.
Eric.
I
That's
know,
not
I
gonna
know,
happen.
I
That's
know,
not gonna
I
happen.
know, I
It's a
know.
cover up, man. It's a cover up, man. Like once the mural came down and it got past the political part, so now once I go to the news, the school board had to step up. You know, so man, you have to realize everybody wasn't involved in it. Like, so a lot of people don't know what happened. Like, nobody knows what happened with the mural now, but somebody made the call to Mr. Sampson to take it down.
Right.
And man, once that audit went out, man, and you know, they made it try to seem like I tried to use my school money and my LLC to my benefit. Man, people started coming in, man, and sending things to the Louisiana legislative auditor. You know, which if you go to that website, man, you know, my name is still up there for theft of televisions and
Wow.
drones and computers, the same things we got for the kids, you know, to raffle off to them. And then, you know, to have that on there for the t-shirts, man. But man, what a lot of people don't know is, and it's public record, so you go on the LLA website, man, there's a particular person name that's all over it. And she's been allowed to leave Ascension Parish and get another job in Orleans Parish doing the same thing.
Wow.
While I'm sitting here trying to defend my name, man. And they leaving, man. They going to another job and still making their money, and I'm here to fight for my name. But guess what? I got time to fight for my name, man.
Oh yeah. Guess what?
Got time.
God don't sleep. He see all, man. I mean, you gonna be all right. Another right quick, man. I want to shout out a couple people, man, that's in the chat room, man. We got Nadia Paul. She's checking in. She was speaking highly of Dara, man. She's speaking highly of her. Curtis Bush, Curtis in the building. Marquette Daigle, Tywin Johnson, Sharon Barnes Harris, Miss Barnes checking in.
Hey, man.
Yeah. So, question: I got a gentleman in here right now, and I'm kind of, I know we going through a lot right now. LaTrent White, band director, Donaldsonville High School, former band director of Donaldsonville High School. I think that's a travesty of what they did that young man. Again, that's another young man that's affected by, I say politics too. It's in the school board.
That's crazy. That's
He
crazy.
built a program, built a dying program, revitalized a program, and just strip it away from him. You know, I don't like that, and that's gonna be another conversation because I mean this platform ain't going nowhere, y'all. You know, but shout out to my man LaTrent, man.
But
hey, what up, man?
It's not really another conversation, man. What's up, Tribe? Man, look, what a lot of people don't realize is when they start cutting teachers, like we don't have that luxury of East Ascension or Santa Monica to have 100 teachers on our staff. You know, so if we don't get certified teachers, or if we get people on there that's good with kids, but it doesn't fit into that formula of the number of teachers we need to have, man, they have to let people go, and that's not fair. And I think it causes turmoil amongst the community. You know what I'm saying? Because certain people want to know, man, why I tried not there, and they have a right to ask that. You know, one of my former students, Travell Dunn, man, shout out Travell. He stopped me the other day and like, Mr. Cumberland, man, why we don't have as many coaches to help Rich out, man? Like, we need more coaches. And I'm like, Travell, you got to realize, man, they make us hire teachers first. And if you a teacher and you just so happen you can coach, that's fine. But how most people just go hire a coach just to do that and maybe give them a PE or something, man, we can't do it, man. So, man, parents, if you want Coach Rich to get some help with some more coaches and you want people like Trot to come back on, man, tell them we need more teachers. Throw that formula out and give us what we need for our community.
Right. Once again, this is Big E's 504 Radio, Cognac and Conversation on the X Squad Radio Network. Shout out to Mr. Darryl Cummer, Chantel Daigle, Chantel North, and Mr. Corey Bell. I appreciate them coming through, man. We got this we covered a lot of ground, man, and got a lot more to go, though. It's a lot more to go because we haven't touched on some other things. Because there's a lot going on in Donaldsonville, man. It's a lot going on. I want to shout out right quick Mr. Lacey Joseph. I want to shout out Mr. Leo McKinney. I want to shout them out, man. I want to shout out the Donaldsonville Community Care Committee, a group that just formed. And right quick, one of you guys just tell everybody about the committee and what's the purpose of that committee. Somebody, just any one of you guys.
Well, basically, I mean, I don't know if you guys want me to. I'll just say this. I don't know. I guess he's okay with me saying this, but Leo McKinley, he's a former. We went to school together, so he's my classmate. I remember him coming on, and he actually wanted to get people together so that way we can go out and discuss, like, what was going on. And he put it on Facebook, and he wanted to get everybody to come out and talk. Well, it was probably about maybe 8 people that showed up that day. I don't remember the date, but they showed up at the park, which is the Crescent Park in Donaldsonville. Okay, and he can pretty much tell you the story better than me. I'm just going to touch on this. We showed up to just have a meeting, guys, to just stand out there and talk about some issues and then see where we were going to go forward. And before we could even kick the meeting off, the police officers came and gave him a piece of paper saying, "Hey, you gotta rent this. You gotta rent this. You can't come here. Y'all can't have a meeting." So we ended up having to go across the street and we talked. And to sum this up real quick, after the meeting, I believe it was, I'm not sure if it was either Miss DeLacy or I believe it was Leo for sure. He decided he wanted to get the group together, the people who came to the meeting, and we were going to continue this conversation. And that's where Donaldsonville Community Care Committee formed. And then we continued to keep in touch with each other. We started out with our Facebook group that Mr. Leo McKinney started for us. And then we added people to it. And then it's been growing ever since.
Daryl, you got anything to add to that, my man?
Man, shout out to DeLacy and Chicha, man. Like, me and Chicha come up together, man. So, look, man, we've been at DHS, but we had to go to segregated dances and segregated proms. Man, look, a lot of people might not know this, man. Like, they had an issue. We were playing baseball in Donaldsonville, man, where, Spencer and Mike McKinney and Duck, man, they had to take the black kids and go to Modes and go to back of town and projects and play ball, man. So, when people start getting quiet about racism, I'm like, man, this been going on all our days. I don't ever remember being in Donaldsonville Central Parish without racism. So once I heard Chicha make the live, man, I just reached out to him, man, just to let him know, like, whatever he got going on moving forward, man, count me in, man, because like I said, man, we grew up together. And that's why I know right now, Eric, man, a shift is about to take place, bro. Because you have a lot of different groups and a lot of different organizations, man, that's they just want to see change, man. And we competent, man. We passionate. And man, guess what? Sometimes, man, they won't let us in. Sometimes you have to kick the door in.
Right. All right. And the purpose of this, man, this whole platform started, man, from when the pandemic started. And I'm a church boy, grew up Virginia Baptist Church, and I know people couldn't get to church and do all those things. So I started playing gospel music on Sundays. But of course, Facebook shut me down, copyright stuff. So my friend, shout out to my X Squad, Professor X Squad Radio Network. He reached out to me for this platform. And I was like, okay, do I want to play music or do I want to do something like this? And guess what? I prayed on it. I thought about it. I bugged my wife about it. This is what I want to do. So that's why I have this platform. Like I said, again, it's not to call nobody out. I ain't trying to call nobody out because if you know who you are already, so we don't have to call you out, but it's to give everybody a platform to come out here, man, and speak your truth. Speak your truth. Like, Daryl, my man, you're going to be all right. Guess what? You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. Chantel North, you're going to be all right. You continue to push, fight for your kids, your babies, continue to do your thing. Chantel Daigle, Don Giat, that's his name.
Yeah.
He just an individual. He ain't nobody. He ain't nobody. You continue to do what he ain't nobody. You continue to do what you do, man. I mean, because again, this platform here is for you guys. Anytime y'all want to come on here, y'all come on here. I'm here. Corey, you continue to educate, man, and continue to grow in your business, man, and your entrepreneurship. You had a good teacher right there, man. You had a good teacher, man. You continue to do what you do. But again, this platform is for us. It's for us, man. Again, we're not calling nobody out. The person that know what you're doing, you already know who you are. Just move aside. Let's get people in position that's going to be there for our kids, for our community, for our Daryls, for our Chantels and Corey, and so on and so forth. That's what we need, man. We need young people it's us, man. This old way of doing business, it's over. It's over, you know.
We
And
definitely are in this to support each other. We are in this to build a force field of faith, positivity, optimisticness. I mean, we're here to be stronger, better, and we want to set an example for our children. The most of all, because like Darryl said, they are the generation that's coming after us.
right, right. You know, it's a hurting feeling, man, to know that all this is going on, man. But at the end of the day, I'm strong. I'm strong. Shout out to Nadia, man. Nadia, Nadia says some Uncle Tom's down in Seville.
Hey, that's what
But
we teach them at. That's what we teach them at DHS, man. Stick up for yourself.
so yeah, that is Chantel's daughter, you know. But yeah, I mean, but nothing's wrong with that. I mean, speak out, man, because guess what? I heard somebody say something, man. Me and my wife was looking at something. I went to a rally in Napoleonville, and I said it. Somebody said something. I said, man, we've been doing what y'all want to do for 401 years, man. It's time for us to stand on our own now.
Yeah.
It's time for us to take. I mean, we built this for free. Yeah. You know, this country was built on our backs for free. So, you know, and that's like, again, we dealing with that still. But as far as the protest, the rally that's coming up on July the 11th from 5 to 9, correct, guys? 5 to 9? 5 to 9. 5 to 7. Okay, so the rally that's coming up July the 11th in Donaldsonville. Chantel, you want to get some information on that?
Mostly, we've been doing a Facebook post, orange flyer that everybody's been seeing
Okay.
on Facebook, and it's basically telling you about the peaceful protest and who you can contact for information. But it is going to be July 11th, from 5 to 7. It was the march off at the baseball park here in Johnsonville on Church Street.
Okay. So July the 11th from 5 to 7 from the baseball park. Is that the one where the fire department is now?
It's on Church Street, is near the fire department. Yeah, it's down there where the barn is. It's the
Okay, okay, I got you. Okay, over by the stadium, over by Donaldsonville High Stadium, by the baseball park, right?
right. Yes,
And
and
we're
we're
gonna
gonna march
march
from Church Street, and our
from.
plans are to directly go onto Marshall Drive and
Okay,
continue down, and then we're going to take a right on to Railroad Avenue, and then we're going to end up at the African American Museum.
okay. So we can't hear you, Chantel, but I'm gonna repeat it. Chantel say so.
Okay.
The the march is gonna start at the baseball park. It's on Church Street. Gonna continue to Marshall Drive, and we're gonna march from Marshall Drive to Railroad Avenue. Correct? To the
Yes.
African American Museum, which is on Railroad Avenue, right down from
Next to
City
City
Hall,
Hall. Yeah.
next to City Hall. So that's July the 11th from 5 to 7. Make sure
Saturday.
that Saturday, make sure, guys, it's very important that you come out and support. No
Yeah.
foolishness.
And
No
mask up.
foolishness.
Remember, we're doing it with masks.
Make sure you wear your mask.
Yeah.
Make sure you social distance.
Yes.
Make sure you stay safe, Donaldsonville. You got to stay safe. Again, that's going to be Saturday, July the 11th from 5 to 7, starting at Church Street at the baseball park to Marshall Drive. Proceed to Railroad Avenue and down Railroad Avenue to the African American Museum right next to City Hall. Again, guys, it's very imperative that the citizens, the people of Donaldsonville, y'all got to come out. Y'all got to come out and support.
Yeah.
You know, you can't have, I mean, well, if unless y'all waiting on your red beans and fried chicken in the Budweiser or something for your vote. I mean, you got to come out. Those days are over, dog. You got to come out and you got to vote.
Give it
You
up
got to
underneath
vote.
your feet. Right.
So, yeah.
I wanted to put something out there too. We're planning on having a voter registration table set up out there, so that way people, who would like to vote.
Chantel, we can't hear you, baby.
You can't hear me? Am I
No.
on mute? Corey, you don't hear me?
It's a little bit.
We hear you a little bit.
Let me see. Listen.
So right quick, Chantel, while you getting straight, Corey got a closing statement for me right quick. Let Corey get in here, man. I don't want to leave him out.
So,
Follow me.
so the whole statement that I want to actually go for and provide is basically that the black vote in Donaldsonville is very important. we cannot allow our children and children to come to be subject to things that are happening right now. We cannot allow our future female business ladies to be a subject, just like Chantel Digler is going through right now. We can't let things like this happen, fast in the future, because what happens is that it just puts us back even further. This has been going on for way too long. 16
Right.
years in the seat, and we didn't even have an ordinance for a protest. We didn't have things that actually matter to people of our color. But everything that we have right now in Donaldsonville, it strictly supports, I'm gonna be real, the white man and the white dollar. We don't have things right now that support us that's written out in black and white. We don't have anybody in the seat right now that's up there fighting for us and fighting to advance Donaldsonville and progress us in the right direction. We have people who are there to direct the dollar into their pockets and into downtown Diva, which is basically the avenue. It's still empty. Get $2 million every 2 years and it's still empty. But we have to vote to get people into those seats that are there to progress us not only inside of the physical, but inside of the school districts, inside of our schoolhouses, Bagaton across the bayou, down, everything into one big portion, because we all make up Donaldsonville.
Right. Good point, Corey. Good point. Chantel? Chantel?
The other one? Which one?
Oh, both of y'all.
Yeah, I think that, let me tell you something. I don't know. Can you hear me? You probably got me.
It's a little bit.
Yeah, you got it. Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Can't hear either one of y'all.
Wow. You can't see my screen.
Okay, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me? Okay, look,
Yeah.
I want to say this. I don't know the last time. I mean, I've lived, all my life mostly Donaldsonville, but I mean, I did move away and started a family. But this is what I'm saying. I don't ever remember Donaldsonville having a protest or a march of some sort. Now, maybe a candlelight visual or something like that. Yeah, people are afraid. What are you afraid of? We have voices out here. Put me in the front line. I don't mind. I mean, boots on the ground, like Miss DeLacy would say. Please let us come out and show not only ourselves but the youth that's going to follow us that we can do this collectively. We're going to have important people there.
Yeah.
We're going to do
Right.
the live, but people on the media probably going to be there. But we want to show you guys that we can do this if we come together.
Right, right. And again, it's very important, it's very imperative that all the youngsters, all the youth, youngsters, young adults, y'all come out, man. Again, Chantel, they're gonna have a voter registration table set up. If you're not registered to vote, please come out and register to vote. Please come out. It's very important. This election is very important. Not only our presidential election, but our local election is very important. We got to get out and vote. And before I leave, before we get out of here, Daryl, I want you to drop your information, man. Product of Donaldsonville, your nonprofit organization. I want you to just drop your information, man. And I also put it on the XY Radio Network so people know about it. But I want you to give some information before you get out of here.
All right, man. First, I want to say thank you, man, for giving us this platform. You don't know how important this is, man, because some of the things that were said tonight, man, the chief won't put it out, the advocate won't put it out, and the news channels won't put it out. Right. Because what I've learned, when you start saying certain things that are real and it's affecting certain people, like they're gonna wipe it down. So, man, I just want to share this with everybody. Everybody gonna have their different reasons to protest, man. I'm protesting for education. So to all of my students, former students that went to DHS, man, look, man, we taught y'all to be leaders. We taught y'all to be fearless. And man, it's y'all time to stand. So if we're tired of our K-8 schools failing and being D schools, man, we have to make some changes right now. And that millage, they've been approving that millage, man, for the last, I don't know how many years. And we're still failing, man. Like it's not doing us no good. They're talking about the future. The future is now. Like that's the tagline. Well, if my future look like what's happening right now in Donaldsonville School, man, I don't want it. I want to change it. So y'all can follow me and my wife on podville.org. Man, it tells you about the whole story. Man, we doing a lot of things in the community, education consultant. Man, we do mentoring. I have a GED program, and it's about to get started. Corey, I'm gonna get with you on that, man. I have the program, so I'll be getting information out there to the community. And I just want to say it again. man, education changes everything. So if the schools on the east side are good, houses come, businesses come. So why we can't highlight DHS, man? That's a B school, 80% graduation rate. Let's use DHS to get people to come move back to Donaldsonville because we have a great school
Great
to
point.
build houses and to bring industry back. So our K-8 not good, man, let's highlight DHS. Let's make them, the leaders on the west side, and let's see what happens.
That is a good point, Daryl. That is an excellent point. And guess what? You shocked me, man. I did not know DHS was a B school.
Man, 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
I did not know that. It's not fronting, not trying to be funny. I didn't know.
A lot of people don't know.
But that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
It really is.
Yeah, Corey, drop your info for me, man. Let everybody know what you got going on, man. Drop your all your Instagram and everything else, man.
So this is what I want to say, that my business is a lot more than credit. There's a financial consultant and business consultant either. And if you're one of those people who have a hobby and you want to make it into a business, or you need some business advice, contact me. I may be young, but I have a lot of experience under my belt. At www.corydbell.com, CORIDbell.com. You can find all my information. You can find help tools, some conferences to come attend, all my workshops, and you might just become a customer.
That'll work, man. Man, that's Daryl, you got a good one right there, man. You got a good one out of there, man.
Got a lot of good ones.
Man, that's all right, man. That's all right. I follow you, Corey. Like I said before, we became Facebook friends, man. I saw your post on Chantel's page and everybody's page, so I applaud what you're doing, man.
He was one of the first ones that came to help me out, like one of the big bull.
I applaud you, man. Keep up what you're doing, man. I mean, first and foremost, keep God in everything that we all do.
That's right.
Keep God in everything, man. Without him, man, Pastor Cummer is in here. Yes, sir. Keep God first, and he'll take care of everything else for us. So Chantel North, Miss Chantel North, give me something.
Well,
I can't hear you, Chantel.
Yeah. Thank you. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Okay.
He wants to tease me. I'm into digital marketing, so I can just pass on you guys information and your websites and your businesses and just promote them. They have a big ClickBank is one of the hugest corporations for passing on information, getting people business prospects, and getting them more money in their pocket, and also helping other people do the same. So there's a constantly, revolving reproduction of consumer currency,
Right.
So, digital marketing is definitely a big thing now. It really is.
Yep. Shout out to my whole X Squad, whole team right here in Atlanta, man. That's what they do. And shout out to Professor X if he's still here. Chantel Daigle, Lou, what you got, Mom?
Oh, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I'm still standing. I'm just working for helping to promote, people to go out and vote. Loose sales and rentals is still open. Customers have been still calling me to place orders for portable buildings, carports. I don't have any U-Haul equipment anymore because of the corruption that Don Giat and, it's a long story with that. But nevertheless, I am working with Donaldsonville Community Care Committee, and going forward, I mean, I just want to be an advocate for change, and I want to be able to help others when, show them to spread the word on, and become a voice.
Well, guess what, guys? I'm just happy that I had the courage, man, to do this.
Thank you, man.
I don't. My wife always tell me this, man. I don't really care what people say or think.
Right.
I am Charlene Jones, Caesar's child. So I really don't care. I mean, I'm not afraid.
Right.
I know there's some people that's going to talk, and it's going to be some talk because we did this, and it's going to be many more coming.
Oh yeah.
So I appreciate you guys coming on, man, and man, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do it again. And Daryl, man, I'm here for whatever you need for POD.
Man, appreciate that, man.
Man, I got my website. I'm gonna be finished building it. I'm gonna put a link on there for yours. Corey, I got you on mine, man. I mean, we got to support each other, man. I like what you're doing, man. Daryl, I've always liked what you're doing, man. I was jealous of the nice blue blazer with the POD patch on there. I'm like, wow, we ain't got nothing like that down the bayou, you know?
Better get you a PO or something, man.
So, man, but I like that, man. I like that. Corey, man, you keep up doing what you're doing, man. You're very, very well-mannered young man. And you keep doing what you're doing. You keep fighting.
Thank you.
You keep fighting.
Sir.
Don't be scared of that giant, man. You ever heard the story of David and Goliath, right? All right.
You're
You
not
keep
afraid.
fighting.
Trust me. Yeah,
You
definitely.
keep fighting. Lou, I know what you're gonna do. You already got it, you know. But yeah, Chantel, you just keep doing what you're doing, baby. And like I say, man, they can only do what we allow them to do.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it. Chantel North, I look at your page daily and I see that everything that you post, and you got some real stuff that you be posting. I mean, we got some powerful people in D-ville, Daryl.
No doubt, man.
Man, we got some, it's some powerful. Like I say, I'm not from Donaldsonville, but my family is.
Let me
And,
tell you this. The shifting took place, man. So anybody that's trying to plot and stop the shift from happening, man, anytime you have our generation, because like I said, we're from Donaldsonville. Like, there's some real ones from Donaldsonville.
We know it.
And we connecting, and I'm willing to connect with people from Assumption, St. James, because it's the same injustice taking place everywhere.
Right.
So we can connect, we can get something done. But the shift gonna happen, man. It's too late to stop.
That's it. I think a movement should have been happening, and I know that we're doing this protest, but this has been something that was supposed to happen probably years ago. And Corey, I know he's the one who pushed the issue with starting.
Chantel, when I come back from Atlanta, I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna get your stuff straight. So when we do this here, I can hear you, okay? I'm gonna come down there the weekend for the march, and I'm gonna get you in. Hey, right quick, y'all. I want to shout out Roland Rainey. I don't know if y'all familiar with Roland Rainey. If y'all know Kimberly Rainey from Penkoville.
Yeah.
That's our brother. He is Lieutenant Colonel, just newly promoted to the Space Force, right there from Penkoville.
Well, congratulations.
He's going to be on the show next week, man. Lieutenant Colonel Roland Rainey Jr., right there from Penkoville. He's going to be my guest next week on the show. And also, Roland he has a podcast as well. And he also is an NFL scout.
All right, congratulations.
And he went to Assumption High School. Thank you very much. So shout out to Peanut, man, rolling in the building, man. Shout out also to Miss Sharon Barnes Harris. Miss Sharon, we appreciate you for being in here. Your encouraging words. Corey said thank you.
Hey, man.
Daryl said, hey, man. So I appreciate you for being in here, man. It's been a great conversation. Right quick, Kesey Ingram. If y'all see Kesey Ingram on the screen, that is Professor X. That is the X and X Squad Radio Network. He is here in Atlanta. He is a cyber security IT guru here in Atlanta. And he's the reason this whole X Squad Radio Network is what it is. And if you want to check it out, it's xsquadaffiliates.com. And we also have an app on Google Play or on ISO devices, iPhones, iPads, so on and so forth. So shout out to Mr. Kesey Ingram with X Squad Radio Network. He's checking in. And man, I appreciate everybody. Pastor say Elroy Cooks. Okay. Pastor Cumry said, but man, I appreciate all y'all guys for being in here, man. Daryl, man, I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna hook up with you when I get home, man. I should be home Thursday or something like that. Chantel, both of y'all twins, I appreciate you, ladies. And I will be at the march on this weekend rather. I will be there. Corey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Again, I appreciate everybody, man. And we're going to do this again, Daryl. We're going to do it again. I want to get Latrell on here. Man. I want to get whoever on here, man. You know, our elected officials, if they want to come and speak, hey, the table is there, man. You can pull up a table with us. Again, this was X Squad Radio Network, Big E, Cognac, and Conversation, live from the ATL.
Yep.
Appreciate all you guys, man. I'm not going yet. I got about 30 more minutes left, but if y'all want to hang around, y'all can hang around. But you know, I just appreciate it, man. This been one of the better shows, honestly, since I started this. It's
Yeah.
one I had Father MC on last week. That's my boy. I used to work for him. Darryl, you remember him?
Yeah, I remember Father MC, man. Tell him, man, hey, I just cut
That's
the
my
gray hairs.
dude.
I remember.
That's my dude, man. He was on last week, man. He got some stuff that's coming out. But wait. Y'all, hold on, Chantel. What y'all talking about over there? But anyway, we're trying to build up our calendar of guests that's coming through, man. I actually reached out to Congressman Cedric Richmond, and waiting on a reply from him to try to get him on the show through a friend of mine. So we're working on some things, man. But this platform is here for everybody. Whenever you want to come on, Darryl, Chantel, Corey, y'all call, whatever, man. Whatever's going on, it don't matter to me.
I appreciate you, man.
It don't matter to me. But again, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see y'all this weekend.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Good night, y'all.
Good night, y'all. Take care. All right, y'all.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right, y'all. Cognac and Conversation with your boy Big E live here in Atlanta. Appreciate all my guests for checking in, man. Mr. Darryl Cumry, product of Donaldsonville nonprofit organization, man. Y'all go check him out. podville.org. Shout out to Chantel North, Chantel Dago. If you ever pass through Donaldsonville, check out Lou's Sales and Rentals right there on Highway 1 in Donaldsonville, right when you pass Walmart on your left-hand side. You're coming in from the bridge. Shout out to those ladies, man. I appreciate you guys coming in, man. Shout out to all my guests in the chat room. Shout out to Corey Bell, man. I really appreciate you, man, for coming in. Shout out to Pastor Cumry for checking in the chat room. Professor X from the X Squad Radio Network. Appreciate you, Professor, man, for getting me on, man. I got to get this equipment together, man. But shout out to everybody, Miss Barnes, Miss Harris. Thank you for checking in. Dawkins, I saw you. I was trying to get to you. Thank you for checking in, Dawkins. T. Lewis, appreciate you. Peanut, I see you next week, man. Thank you for checking in, man. Appreciate you. Shout out my wife. My wife was in here earlier, but she's in the next room, so she hear my big mouth. Shout out to Nadia. Nadia, drop your information in the comment section for your new business. Nadia Paul checking in. Marquette, what up, Quet, man? Thank you for checking in, my man. Appreciate you. Chicken, appreciate you checking in. LaTrent, you're going to be all right, man. Appreciate you checking in, man. Lord got something for you, man. But again, this is Big E on Big E's 504 Radio, Cognac and Conversation, live from Atlanta. I appreciate everybody for checking in. I got about 30 more minutes, man. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to talk about for 30 minutes. Yeah. It was a great conversation, man. Again, it's a lot of work to be done. A lot of things got to happen, you know. Right quick, Nadia, she dropped her information, y'all, at the Glam Bam, Glam and Doll LLC. I'm sorry. I got you, Nadia. Shout out to her, man. Again, we appreciate everybody for checking in here, man. I'm going to get off here a little early, Professor. I'm going to get off a little early tonight, man. But I appreciate everybody, man, for checking in to Big E's Cognac and Conversation right here on the X Squad Radio Network. Until next time, I appreciate you guys. Peace.